My name is Kathy Lester, and this is my journey to the badge. I am a deputy chief here at the police department, and basically what that means is that I'm second in command right underneath the chief. My job here is to command our patrol division and our communication center. Our patrol division is fairly large, and the way the city's broken up, it's into, 4 major area commands. So I have a number of captains that I work with, and underneath those captains, there are lieutenants, sergeants, and patrol officers. So that's really the basic function of what we do here at the police department. If you call 911, if you call for an officer, it's going to be somebody from the patrol division that responds to your house, to your accident, to come and help you. One of the there's a lot of cool things that you get to do in this job that you don't really think about. You don't think that it's, something that cops would do, but like an example would be the building of the Golden One Center. So that had been this really big city initiative for a number of years in partnership with the King's organization to develop a downtown arena. And that's pretty common in bigger cities, and it really was one of those things that had the potential to put Sacramento on a map. Lots of times I think people see the uniform, they see the rank, they see this big resume because I've been here for a really long time and I've gotten to do some stuff, and they think that you must have it all together and you've always had it together. And that's not really the case, actually. So one thing I think a lot of people don't know about me is that I never graduated high school. I'm actually a high school dropout. So really, I was left without a lot of options, and I created that problem for myself. So one of the things that I ended up doing was looking like, where am I going to go after high school? I didn't really have any job prospects. I wasn't looking at colleges. I didn't really have anybody in my life that was pushing me in one direction or the other. And, I ended up talking to an Army recruiter, and they kind of promised me the world, and I bit, boy. And I said, okay, that's going to be how I change, what I'm doing and where I'm going. So I joined the Army really young. I had just turned 17 and went off to boot camp, and then I was actually a linguist in the Army, so they sent me to language school in Monterey. And then I, moved on to a couple of different jobs in the Army. Like I was a cryptological linguist, so I was a code breaker, and I was also a combat medic. And it wasn't easy, right? Because I went from having zero structure and kind of doing my own thing to all of a sudden I am in a military environment. So there was a lot of soul searching I had to do, and a lot of choices, like, am I going to be successful doing this, or am I going to fail at this thing too? And when you're put in a position like that, you have to make a choice. Which way your path is going to lead you in life. Are you going to make it? And are you really going to push yourself? Or are you going to take kind of the easy way out? And for whatever reason, having, I think, the right people, the right guidance, and the right kind of structure, I was able to, really be successful because of that. I was lucky enough to get the job of being a police dispatcher. And once I got into that job, I realized that there were some really cool things that this department did. And the more I heard on the radio, the more I actually wanted to be out and interacting with people and with the public and, being outside. And so I wasn't old enough to become a police officer, but they had this great job called community service officer. And I was eligible and applied for that job and moved into being a CSO, which I'm really happy we have that job back here at our department, because that was really, I think, the thing that opened the door for me the most as far as what you could really do in law enforcement. And from that job, I went to the police academy at 21, and I've been a cop ever since. The time that I look back on that really was kind of career changing and where I really felt like I was the difference was about maybe 10 years ago when I was asked to go work for the school district. When I got into that job, I really saw in other kids what I had seen, what I had struggled with. And I saw so many different opportunities for the police department to be involved in a positive way. I think that there are a lot of people in the world that want to make a difference, and they really are looking for an opportunity to do that. And it's hard to know exactly what you should do. For me, I felt like I was probably lost for a couple of years until I could figure it out. And I think if you really want to see change in the world, you have to really be that change. I think the best way to do that is to match your personality with the opportunity to do that. And this is one of those jobs that you really do have an opportunity to, create a better life for people and a better community that you live and work in. And it's by those little things that you get to do every single day, the little interactions you have, the choices that you're able to make, the empathy that you have for people that are struggling. And I can't think of any other job really where you can do that to the extent that we can in law enforcement. And what I think is really neat about the Sacramento Police Department is that, we not only talk about doing that, we really advocate for it, and we really get to do that. We encourage it and we value it out here. My name is Kathy Lester. I am a high school dropout. I'm a military veteran. I'm a deputy chief of police at the Sacramento Police Department, and this was my journey to the badge.